Hello, everyone. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually felt amazing? Not just okay, not just getting by, but truly alive, full of energy, clear in your mind, strong in your body. For most people, it's been a long time. And here's the truth, it's not your fault. Most people go through life thinking that something is wrong with their body. They blame their age, their genetics, or bad luck for the way they feel. They wake up tired, they push through their day with caffeine, and at night they crash, feeling drained and frustrated. But the truth is, your body is not broken, it is out of balance. The body is a highly intelligent system that is always trying to heal, always working to maintain stability. When something feels off, your energy, your mood, your digestion, it's not failure, it's feedback. It's your body's way of saying that something in your environment, your diet, or your habits is creating stress, inflammation, or hormonal confusion. Most of this imbalance centers around one key hormone, insulin. Insulin is the hormone that controls how your body uses and stores energy. When insulin levels are too high for too long, your cells stop responding properly. This leads to fatigue, stubborn weight gain, and brain fog. When insulin resistance develops, your body becomes locked in fat storage mode, unable to access its stored energy. The result is a constant feeling of tiredness, even though your body has plenty of fuel, it just can't reach it. That's why people crave sugar or need snacks all the time. They're running on unstable blood sugar rather than steady fat burning energy. Another factor is stress. When you're constantly stressed, your adrenal glands release cortisol, which tells the body to hold on to fat and raise blood sugar. That spike in blood sugar then triggers more insulin, and the cycle continues. The modern lifestyle, too much sitting, too many processed foods, and too little rest feeds this imbalance. We've normalized feeling off. We assume that bloating, low energy, and poor sleep are just part of getting older, but they're not. These are symptoms of imbalance that can be corrected by changing how you support your body. Your body is designed for balance. Every system, from your liver to your brain to your hormones, works together like a finely tuned orchestra. When one instrument is out of tune, the whole symphony feels off. But you don't need to force your body into health. You simply need to stop interfering with it. That means removing the things that create chaos, refined sugars, constant eating, ultra processed foods, and giving your body the time and space it needs to repair itself. The moment you stop bombarding your system with foods and habits that spike insulin and stress, your body begins to restore its natural rhythm. When this happens, something remarkable occurs. Energy returns, inflammation goes down, your mind feels sharper, sleep improves. You start to wake up before your alarm because your body finally knows what to do with its energy again. This is not magic or a new discovery. It's the result of aligning your habits with your biology. The human body is designed to heal itself when given the right conditions. Even chronic issues, weight gain, fatigue, mood swings are often signs of a body trying to adapt to years of imbalance. Once you reverse those inputs, your body no longer needs to send distress signals. Many people spend years trying to fix their symptoms instead of addressing the cause. They chase supplements, energy drinks, and diet trends without realizing that none of them work if insulin and stress remain unbalanced. The first step is awareness. Understanding that you're not broken changes how you approach health. Instead of punishment or restriction, it becomes cooperation. Instead of forcing your body to lose weight, you focus on creating the environment where weight loss happens naturally. When you shift from blaming your body to listening to it, everything changes. You stop fighting yourself and start working with the incredible design that's been inside you all along. The energy, clarity, and vitality you want aren't gone. They're just waiting for balance to return. Your body was never designed to run on constant sugar. It was built to run on fat, a clean and efficient source of energy that keeps you stable, focused, and energized for long periods of time. For thousands of years, humans thrived without 3 meals a day or frequent snacks because the body could effortlessly switch between burning sugar and burning fat. But modern diets have broken that natural flexibility. Most people are stuck in sugar, burning mode, living meal to meal, craving sweets or caffeine to keep going. When you rely on carbohydrates and sugars as your main source of energy, your blood sugar spikes after eating and crashes a few hours later. That crash creates fatigue, irritability, and hunger, driving you to reach for more sugar. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you trapped in low energy and prevents your body from tapping into its most powerful energy reserve. It's stored fat. Every time you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose. Glucose raises your blood sugar, and in response, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin's job is to move glucose from your blood into your cells where it can be used for energy. But insulin is also a storage hormone. It signals your body to store excess glucose as fat and blocks the breakdown of fat for fuel. When insulin levels stay elevated, fat burning shuts down completely. That means as long as you keep eating sugar and refined carbs, your body can't access its stored fat. No matter how much of it you have, you may feel hungry even after eating because your cells are starved for energy. While the fuel you've stored remains locked away, when you begin to lower your carb intake and bring insulin down, something amazing happens. Your body starts to remember how to burn fat again. It switches from being a sugar burner to a fat burner, a process called becoming fat adapted. This transition doesn't happen overnight, but once it does, you experience steady energy throughout the day. You're no longer controlled by hunger or cravings because your body can now pull from its own energy reserves whenever it needs to. Fat produces more than twice the energy of carbohydrates. And unlike sugar, it doesn't cause wild fluctuations in blood sugar or insulin. That's why people who become fat adapted often say they feel calm, clear-headed, and energized in a way they never did before. It's also worth understanding that dietary fat isn't the enemy. Healthy fats, like those found in avocados, olive oil, grass-fed butter, nuts, and fatty fish, support your hormones, brain, and metabolism. Your brain itself is made mostly of fat and cholesterol, so when you deprive yourself of healthy fats, you starve your brain of the building blocks it needs to function properly. The low-fat trend that took hold decades ago did more harm than good. It led people to replace fat with refined carbohydrates, which only fueled insulin resistance, obesity, and chronic fatigue. When you bring healthy fats back into your diet and reduce sugars, you stabilize insulin, balance hormones, and feed your cells the fuel they were designed to use. Think about the difference between burning paper and burning a log. Sugar is like paper. It burns fast, gives off a quick burst of energy, and then dies out, leaving you needing more fuel. Fat is like a log. It burns slowly and steadily, providing long-lasting warmth and stability. When your body runs on fat, your energy becomes smooth and sustainable. You wake up without the need for sugar or caffeine. Your mood stabilizes, your mind clears, and your cravings disappear because your body is no longer chasing its next glucose fix. The shift from sugar burning to fat burning is one of the most powerful transformations you can experience because it restores the way your body was meant to function. You were designed to burn fat, not sugar, and when you return to that natural state, every system in your body begins to work the way it should. Most people have been told to eat small meals throughout the day to keep their metabolism active, but this is one of the biggest nutritional myths ever created. The truth is that every time you eat, your body releases insulin, and insulin is the hormone that stores fat and blocks fat burning. So if you're eating 5 or 6 times a day, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, maybe even something before bed, you're keeping insulin levels high all day long. When insulin never gets a chance to drop, your body never gets a chance to burn fat. It stays in storage mode, locked in a constant state of energy imbalance. You might be eating less, counting calories, or exercising more, yet still not losing weight, still feeling tired, and still craving food. That's because the problem isn't just what you eat, it's how often you eat. Intermittent fasting is the solution to this problem. Fasting doesn't mean starving yourself or going without food for days. It simply means giving your body a break between meals so insulin has time to drop. When insulin levels come down, your body finally begins to access stored fat for fuel. At that point, you're not running on sugar anymore, you're running on fat. This is the state where real healing begins. In this state, inflammation goes down, energy levels go up, and the body starts to repair itself on a cellular level. Your brain becomes clearer because ketones, the fuel your body makes when burning fat, are a cleaner energy source for your brain than glucose. You feel calmer, sharper, and more focused, often with less hunger and more mental endurance. One of the most powerful benefits of fasting is how it resets your relationship with food. Most people eat not because they're truly hungry, but because of habit, boredom, stress, or emotional triggers. When you start fasting, you learn to listen to your body's real hunger signals. You discover that you don't need to eat just because it's lunchtime or because someone told you breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Your body actually thrives with fewer meals because every fasting period is a window of repair. It's like giving your digestive system a rest and allowing your cells to clean house, a process called autophagy. During autophagy, old and damaged cells are broken down and recycled, which supports longevity, reduces inflammation, and improves overall health. At first, fasting might feel uncomfortable, especially if your body is still dependent on sugar for energy. You may feel hungry, lightheaded, or tired in the beginning, but once your body adapts and starts using fat as its primary fuel, fasting becomes easier. Many people find they can go hours without feeling hungry because their body is tapping into its stored energy seamlessly. That's the freedom that comes from balancing insulin and restoring metabolic flexibility. You're no longer controlled by food. Instead, you control when and how you eat. And that control brings a sense of empowerment that extends beyond diet. It improves your focus, discipline, and confidence in every area of life. The best way to start is to gradually increase the time between meals. Begin by cutting out snacks and allowing at least 4 to 5 hours between eating. Then try delaying breakfast or having your first meal later in the day. Eventually, you might settle into an eating window of 6 or 8 hours, such as 2 meals a day instead of three. The goal is not to restrict calories, but to lower insulin by reducing meal frequency. Once insulin drops, your body automatically becomes more efficient at burning fat, stabilizing energy, and balancing hormones. Fasting isn't a trend, it's a return to the natural rhythm humans followed for thousands of years when food wasn't always available. It's how your body was designed to function, periods of eating followed by periods of fasting. When you stop grazing all day and give your body space to reset, you unlock a level of health, focus, and energy you may not have felt in years. The human body thrives on real food, not the manufactured, processed products that dominate grocery store shelves today. Over the last few decades, we've drifted far from the foods our ancestors ate and started consuming things that come in boxes, bags, and bottles, items that are engineered for taste, shelf life, and profit, not for health. These foods are loaded with sugar, refined grains, seed oils, artificial flavors, and preservatives that disrupt hormones, spike insulin, and trigger inflammation. The more of these ultra-processed foods you eat, the more your body becomes confused, tired, and unbalanced. Real food, on the other hand, gives your body what it recognizes: nutrients, fiber, healthy fats, and clean energy that support healing rather than harm it. When you eat real food, your body understands exactly what to do with it. Nutrients from vegetables, healthy fats, and quality proteins are used to build cells, repair tissues, and fuel your brain. But when you eat processed foods, your body struggles to make sense of them because they're not found in nature. They cause spikes in blood sugar, release large amounts of insulin, and quickly leave you hungry again. This leads to a cycle of cravings and overeating that can never truly satisfy you because your body is searching for real nourishment, not just empty calories. That's why you can eat an entire bag of chips or cookies and still feel unsatisfied. Your body didn't get what it needed. Food manufacturers know this and design foods to be addictive, combining salt, sugar, and fat in ways that light up the brain's pleasure centers. The result is a population that's over but undernourished. Switching to real food doesn't have to be complicated. Start by focusing on ingredients that come from the earth or an animal rather than a factory. Fresh vegetables, leafy greens, eggs, avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, grass-fed meat, and wild-caught fish are examples of foods your body recognizes. These provide vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar and reduce cravings. They also feed your gut microbiome, the community of good bacteria in your digestive system that affects everything from digestion to mood to immune function. When you eat whole foods, you support this microbiome, which in turn supports your overall health. Processed foods, by contrast, damage the gut lining and promote inflammation throughout the body, leading to fatigue, brain fog, and hormonal imbalance. The biggest misconception is that eating healthy means giving up flavor or enjoyment. In reality, real food tastes better once your taste buds adjust. Processed food dulls your palate because it's overloaded with artificial sweetness and chemical additives. But after a few weeks of eating clean, your body begins to crave natural flavors again: the richness of olive oil, the sweetness of a ripe tomato, the crunch of fresh vegetables. You start to feel the difference, not just in your body, but in your energy and clarity. Your meals become simpler, your appetite more stable, and your relationship with food more peaceful. You're no longer driven by cravings. You're guided by nourishment. One of the most powerful shifts that happens when you eat real food is how your body's signals start working again. Hunger, satisfaction, and energy become reliable indicators of what your body needs. You stop eating out of habit or emotion and begin to eat with intention. Your energy stays steady throughout the day because your blood sugar is stable. Your mind becomes clearer because your brain finally has a consistent source of fuel. The fatigue that once felt normal disappears, and your body begins to heal itself from the inside out. This is the foundation of lasting health: not counting calories, not chasing diet trends, but returning to the way your body was meant to be nourished. When you choose real food over processed products, you're not just eating better, you're reclaiming your natural state of balance, energy, and vitality. Change doesn't begin with perfection. It begins with one small decision. Too often, people believe they need to overhaul their entire life overnight to get healthy, and that mindset leads to frustration and burnout. Real transformation comes from consistent, small daily choices that compound over time. Every healthy habit you practice, no matter how small, sends a signal to your body and mind that you're moving in the right direction. The truth is that your body responds quickly to positive change. When you skip that sugary snack, choose a nutrient dense meal, or go to bed an hour earlier, your body notices, it adjusts, repairs, and strengthens itself in response to those choices. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to start with one step and build from there. The beauty of small actions is that they are sustainable. Anyone can push themselves for a week or two on willpower alone, but real results come from habits that fit naturally into your daily life. For example, replacing breakfast cereal with eggs and vegetables may not seem revolutionary, but over time it reduces sugar intake, balances blood sugar, and stabilizes energy levels. Walking after dinner for 10 minutes can improve digestion and lower insulin. Drinking more water instead of soda supports hydration and reduces cravings. These changes may feel minor, but they stack up, creating momentum. The compound effect of small, consistent actions is powerful. It's how people lose weight, regain energy, and rebuild health without feeling overwhelmed. What stops most people from succeeding is the all or nothing mindset. They eat one unhealthy meal and think they've failed, so they give up entirely. But the body doesn't see success in such rigid terms. Every healthy decision counts. Missing one workout or having one indulgent meal doesn't erase your progress. What matters is what you do next. When you shift your focus from perfection to consistency, you remove guilt and create freedom. You begin to view health as a journey rather than a punishment. This shift in mindset makes it easier to stay on track because you're no longer chasing an unrealistic ideal. You're simply aiming to get a little better every day. Small daily choices also rewire your brain. Each time you follow through on a healthy action, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with discipline, self-respect, and reward. You begin to trust yourself again, and that trust builds confidence. Over time, these small wins transform your identity. You stop saying, I'm trying to be healthy, and start saying, I'm someone who makes healthy choices. That identity shift is what sustains lasting change. It's not about forcing yourself to be perfect. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally chooses what supports your well-being. When your actions align with your values, your health journey stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like self-respect. Another key point is that your body doesn't need massive change to start healing. It responds to even the smallest improvement. Reducing sugar for just 1 week can improve insulin sensitivity. Sleeping better for a few nights can stabilize hormones and boost energy. Adding more vegetables to your plate provides fiber, minerals, and antioxidants that support cellular repair. You don't need to wait months to feel better. Your body starts rewarding you almost immediately. The key is to stay consistent long enough for those changes to become your new normal. Momentum builds slowly at first, but once your energy improves, motivation follows naturally. You begin to want to make better choices because you feel the difference. Every person has the ability to transform their health, but it begins with commitment to the small things. Don't underestimate the power of a single decision made repeatedly. It's not the big actions done occasionally that change your life. It's the small actions done daily. When you focus on progress instead of perfection, the pressure disappears and growth becomes automatic. You realize that health isn't about punishment or restriction. It's about giving your body what it needs one step at a time. Those simple, intentional choices create momentum, and momentum turns into transformation. Over time, those tiny daily improvements add up to a complete renewal of your body, your mind, and your life. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment to start feeling amazing. Most people postpone happiness and health until they reach a certain goal. They tell themselves they'll feel good once they lose the weight, once their blood tests improve, once they have more time, or once life settles down. But that moment never really comes because waiting keeps you stuck. The truth is that you can begin to feel amazing the moment you decide to take action. You don't need to be at your goal weight or have the perfect diet to start feeling better. You just need to make one choice that supports your body today. Every time you do that, your body responds immediately. It begins to heal, rebalance, and energize itself, even if the progress is small at first. Feeling amazing isn't something you earn later. It's something you create right now through intention and consistency. When you start treating your body with care, you feel the difference quickly. The body is incredibly responsive and forgiving. Skip the processed food for a day and your energy feels smoother. Get a full night of sleep and your mind clears. Drink enough water and your mood lifts. The changes might seem minor, but they add up fast because your body is always trying to move toward health. You don't have to fight it. You just have to stop blocking it. Most of the fatigue, brain fog, and low motivation people experience come from constant stress, poor nutrition, and irregular sleep. Once you start aligning your habits with how your body is designed to function, those symptoms begin to fade. You start waking up earlier, thinking more clearly, and feeling more stable emotionally. That sense of wellness builds momentum and it becomes your new normal. Many people think feeling amazing means living a life without stress or challenge, but it's actually about how resilient your body and mind are. When you nourish your body properly, manage your blood sugar, and get enough rest, your ability to handle life's stress improves dramatically. You feel centered instead of reactive, calm instead of anxious. That's what true vitality feels like. It's not constant euphoria, but a steady, peaceful energy that carries you through your day with clarity and focus. You don't have to wait to earn that feeling. You just have to choose it by taking care of yourself in simple ways. The small daily choices you make, what you eat, when you rest, how you move are what determine your energy and emotional state. You have more control than you think. Feeling amazing is not about perfection or appearance. It's about connection with your body. It's about listening to the signals it gives you and honoring them instead of ignoring or suppressing them. When you start paying attention, you notice how certain foods make you feel heavy or tired, while others make you feel light and clear. You notice when you skip late night snacks or screen time before bed, you sleep deeper and wake up refreshed. These are simple, tangible feedback loops that guide you toward balance. The more you listen, the more your body rewards you. It's like a partnership. You take care of it and it takes care of you. That connection creates self-trust. And self-trust leads to confidence. You deserve to feel amazing, not because you've earned it, but because it's your natural state. The body was designed to thrive, to have energy, focus, and vitality every single day. When you strip away the stress, the processed foods, and the constant stimulation, what's left is the clarity and strength that were always there. You don't need to chase motivation or wait for external validation. The feeling of wellness begins the moment you take ownership of your choices. Every meal, every walk, every hour of sleep is a declaration that you're choosing to honor your health. You don't have to wait for the perfect time or for life to slow down. The perfect time is now. You deserve to feel amazing today, not someday, and the power to begin that transformation is already within you.